Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're joining us on YouTube, you're probably watching this on the replay. Feel free to fast forward just a little bit here. I'm going to get our TikTok people in, and then we will get this started. Okay, and let's get our friends here from TikTok in. There we go. And gotta put a video in here. Like I said, if you are joining us on the replay here, feel free to fast forward. Ask any questions you have in the chat too. Here we go. All right, time to get this baby started. I'm going to turn on the live chat here, but if you're watching on the replay, feel free to just ask in the comments. If I don't respond, I'm not ignoring you. The best way to reach me is either on IG or TikTok. Either of those places, IG preferably. I usually see my stuff there a little bit easier. So if you have any questions, comments, thoughts, or ideas, feel free to ask. Who do we got in here first? Vicky! Vicky made it in here first today. Hi, Vicky. And Betty, happy to see you. Oh my gosh, Vicky, you totally did it. Like, first one. That's the first time I think you've been the first person too. Congratulations. I'm shaking your hand and congratulations. It is going to be a Coffee Friday day today, guys, because you know what tomorrow is? Tomorrow is garage sale day, and we got some community sales. Yeah, Vicky. That's me giving you a high five. Ding. High five. Who else do we got coming in here today? We've got Tammy in here. Welcome in, Tammy. Happy to see you. We are going to be shipping out, let's see, what do we got today? We got Depop. We've got eBay. We've got Poshmark. I don't think we've got any Mercari here. Mercari for me is a real hit or miss site. It seems like I sell maybe 5 to 7 things a week on Mercari, but it's nice little extra money. I always cross-list there because using my cross-listing software, it doesn't take much time at all. So I know, Vicky, I can't wait to see what we find tomorrow. Yeah, so I found, I think I found either 1 or 2 community sales. I can't remember. One of them I'm excited about because in the actual sheet, all the addresses are on there, which those are always like super helpful because I can like take a look at the address. This is what I do. This is a little tip for you garage and yard sailors. Normally what I do to kind of rate which sales I want to go to first is if there is a sale, like the community sales that have like an address, I will type that address in Google and then I look on Google Earth to get an idea of like the demographic of the neighborhood. So like what is the average income or median income for this neighborhood? Does it look like it's been there a little while? Because that tells me that I'm probably going to find more Y2K or vintage stuff. Is it a newer community? Because that probably means I'm going to find more new goods. So I'm going to find more like name brand new stuff. Is it a super busted community? And I'm like, we may pop in there. But I'm going to find a lot of like Target or Wally World stuff, which I kind of stay away from. So I always use the Google Earth a little bit just to get my idea. I do the same thing when it's like a multifamily sale. And then when I'm doing my yard sailing, I write down the addresses I'm going to go to, and then I rate them. I'll put like a star next to like the ones I really want to hit first. And that way, when I'm mapping it out, I can make sure I don't miss those good early sales. Yeah, Google Earth. It's a weird little trick and it works great. Gracious is here. Happy to see you. Hustle, baby. Every day he's hustling. Bearded is in. Bearded, you are the topic of conversation today over on Surfs. you are all in that business. Hey, Lindy. All right, guys, let's get started. So we are going to kick off today here with eBay. I always start on eBay for the literal fear that I have accidentally sold it somewhere else. And you know, I'm canceling other places. I am not canceling on eBay. They frown on that really, really heavily. So we don't want to do that. So this is going to be everything. Everything we ship today is going to be everything that's sold Wednesday night and then yesterday I think we've only had one sale today so far. It was either this morning or it was super late last night and I didn't notice it. Of course, Depop is our top selling platform as always. So we're going to be doing a lot of that here, but we're going to get started first with eBay. Thanks for the hearts in advance. Thanks for the follows in advance. Thanks for the shares in advance. If you guys have any questions, please ask. There is no wrong questions. If you're a reseller in here and you have an opinion or you want to give an answer, please do. I love that. Also, if I miss any of your questions, I'm not trying to ignore you. I just literally am trying to like multitask with my very spicy brain that is all over the place at all moments of all day. So it's busy up in here. So we're going to get started with eBay. The first thing we've got here is an Under Armour shirt. Looks like we're SKU 893. Where are we? Here we go. So this I picked up for actually, you know what? I got this free. So when I first moved here to Texas, I was looking in Facebook Marketplace because I used to get a lot of Facebook Marketplace stuff up where I used to live in Washington. It was a great resource up there. I don't know if it's just not as good of a resource down here or it's just kind of people aren't doing it anymore, but I don't find a lot of stuff. But when we first got here, I did find this. I got 2 bags full of clothing. They were like this big, like the huge giant outdoor garbage bags of clothes for free. Tons of like Under Armour, tons of vintage Texas Longhorn stuff, tons of Pebble Beach golf wear, some of the lower level like stuff that probably only sells for like anywhere between like $10 to $15, but it was all free. So I'm not complaining. And a couple like vintage silk Mickey Mouse button ups, a couple super fire pieces. Oh, a vintage Stars hockey jersey that I sold for $70. That was interesting. I had to get some stains. I think someone had got like knocked of the tooth. So that was fun to learn how to get that off. Yeah, but anyways, this was one of the things we got for free. It's a 3XL. And if you've ever watched my channel before, you know I love selling the bigger sizes. Now, Under Armour isn't something that's going to have, like, you're not going to make a ton of money on it. But if you can pick it up for $1 or $2 at the most, it's definitely worth it, unless it's like a super limited edition Under Armour. But it's just a real bread and butter brand for me. I always seem to sell at least 1 or 2 pieces a week. And like I said, with these, it was free. I pick up a lot of these at garage sales for 50 cents or $1. You just need to be careful when you're buying them. Look on the fronts here really closely. Make sure there's not a ton of pulls on it. If there is a ton of pulls on it, then it's probably not worth trying to sell unless you think you could clip the thread and pull it taut. And I have done that. And again, if I'm paying 50 cents or $1, it's no big deal. But any more than that isn't really worth it to me. So we sold this for $12. Total was $19.56 after shipping. Let's take a look. This is going to be under £1. So we are going to ship this in eBay. Anything over £1, you guys are going to find me shipping it on Pirate Ship. Yarg! So we're going to pop this in and let's take a look here at our sticker. Ooh, what do we got for this one? Oh, let's do this one. This is super cute. Little cactus and a thank you card. Also, my neighbors are having a brand new driveway, sidewalk, and whole like complete remodel done on their house. Thank you for upping my property values. So if you hear any like beeping or truck sounds, you can probably hear that. That's what that is. So it is what it is. You know, thank you neighbors for fixing that up. We just taking our property values and bringing them up a little bit. And we're going to get this bag as small as we can because we want to be able to save. On eBay, under £1, not a big deal. When I put these in Pirate Ship and I can get it to an 8x8x3, it always saves me like 20 or 30 cents. All right, what are we missing here? Oh my gosh, we hit our live goal already. That might be a record, and we just hit 1,000 likes. That's literally a record. We got a lot of people in here. Tell Depop to fix their payouts. I hate how their payouts, man. Depop payouts are the worst, dude. Bearded, I agree. It'll say like I have $456 pending or something, or $697 pending. I'm like, could you please just send it to me? Like, I need to go sourcing. Like, yeah, it's really super, super frustrating. Yeah, I do Vendu. I know a lot of people do auto posture. Heard great things about it. I started with Vendu. I've always used Vendu. I do use auto posture for shares and stuff like that, which actually has been super helpful. But the transition over, it just doesn't seem worth the time for me for how many listings I have. And I agree with you, Bailey. Free is free. I just don't like that you can't stack all that, and get a weekly payout. Yeah, Bearded, I am with you. I am like this with you with the depop payout situation. It's very, very annoying. Morning, Salvi and Joey. I'm very happy to see you guys. Is there a big difference with pirate ship when over £1? Ryan, that's a great question. For me, it is. So where I'm at in Texas, if I'm shipping something, let's say up to Maryland, and I use the eBay discount shipping, it's always going to be $1 to $1.50 more. When I use pirate ship, it's always less expensive. I don't know why. It is just the way that it is. I have tried it a million times thinking, oh, maybe once eBay started having the UPS SurePost, maybe it'll be the same pricing as pirate ship, and it's still not. So maybe someday it will be. Now, that wasn't the case for me. When I lived up by Seattle, that was not the case. It was always less expensive for me. Actually, you want to know what I used to do? If you guys want to, does anybody want to see a little trick while we're doing this? I was going to do a video on this, but we'll just do this now. And why not, right? Let me show you guys a trick. Let me get an envelope here. So this is what I used to do. So up in Washington State, it was less expensive for me to send things through a flat rate envelope. And you would not believe the amount of things that you could fit in this envelope if you do a very special fold trick. Is anyone interested in this fold trick? I'm assuming you guys are. Okay. So you take where the little barcode thing is here, and you're going to fold it up in the middle of the barcode. So it's going to look something like this. Okay. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take your hands in here, and you're going to pop this bottom flat. So it's going to turn out looking something like that. Now watch this. We can take something that's like big. I wish I had a pair of Levi's right here. I'd show you guys. But we can take something that you normally wouldn't be able to fit. Like I normally cannot fit this into a priority mailer. Now where I was, these priority mailers, it's gone up now. They were $7.90 at the time. I think they're like $8.30. But in Washington, it was still less expensive for me to ship it like this than it was to ship it through like, priority mail. Ground Advantage is what it was called at the time. Now it's just Ground Advantage. But you put that in there, you're going to struggle to get that closed, right? But if you fold this bottom and create a flat edge like this, watch this. It's actually insanely trippy. Look at how much further down that gets. Oh. You can go all the way down and it'll fold over. Let me get the air out of the bag. There we go. Fold down, and you can literally take the top of this and fold it over and then just tape it down. This is a rough version of it, but you can just fold that down and put that tape over there. And by having that flat bottom, it just gets way more in there because the item is able to expand. I have shipped jackets. I have shipped tons and tons of Levi's. I have shipped so many things that way. Now, where I'm at now, that's not the case, but it was where I was. So all you got to do, again, is just take that bottom right in the middle of that barcode, fold it, open it, pop it. And you can do this for hard goods too. So if you guys have a hard good thing that isn't breakable that you want to be able to ship in something like this because it's less expensive, if you're living West Coast, East Coast, and like, let's say you're California and you're going to be shipping up to like Vermont or something, always check on these carrier packaging because it can save you quite a bit of money. I hope that makes sense. Hey, Mike. Ryan says, I'm in Maryland. Yeah, so Ryan, you may want to look at that then when you're shipping stuff out. If it's over £1, you may want to see if it's less expensive for you to do it that way. If you do flat rate shipping, you might be able to pad your shipping a little bit because a lot of people are going to be used to paying. Let's say people are used to paying like $9.50 or $9 to get a pair of pants shipped. If you've got yours set at $8.90 or whatever those envelopes are now, I can even fit stuff, the heavier stuff over £1 you can do in the regular flat rate envelope, not the legal ones. And I'll show you those ones here. I have so many of these. I need to actually just take them to the post office. Same thing with these smaller ones. You just fold it in the center. You may want to check that and see if it'll save you money. Fold it in the center, and then you just pop that bottom. Same exact thing. And you can fit so much more in there. Look at that. Like, look at the size. Look how far that goes out. So, little trick. I don't do it now because it's less expensive for me here in Texas. But if you're East Coast, West Coast, it may really, really help you. Cool. I hope that that works. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I love that trick. I've used it like 2 times. Perfect. Yeah. Hey, Ashley. Hey, Meryl. Okay. So we've got our Under Armour here. We're going to get this shipped. Let's get this party started, right? Let's get this party started quickly. Hey. All right. So 8x8x2, 10 ounce, under a pound in eBay. It's going to run us $5.15. They paid $5.99 for shipping. So I always do $5.99 for most of my shirts. Any of the heavier shirts, I do $6.99. And then after that, I either do $7.90, $8.50, or $8.90, or $11.90. Those are kind of my increments. Now, how did I come up with those prices? What I did is when we first moved here, because again, I had to adjust my shipping to what the pricing is down here. Now up in Washington, I wasn't a super hardcore seller. I kind of had just started to get a flow going. So I hadn't shipped tons of things up there, but I noticed the shipping was so different down here. So what I did was I went in to pirate ship into the rate area. I typed in what it would cost me to ship something to like a random Starbucks up in, Maine, and then what it would cost to ship it to my old address in Washington. I took those 2 prices, and then what I did was anything under a pound, that's what I made my shipping. Anything between 1 and 2, this is what I made my shipping. Anything between like 2 and 4, so on and so forth. And then I just created myself a little cheat sheet and put it up on the wall. And I always pad my shipping because that helps to make me extra money. So I'm always going to have a little bit extra on there for my COG and all that stuff. Okay, next thing we've got here is a pair of, did I already ship these? Or did we just sell these? Did we just sell these, or did I ship them and forgot to mention that I shipped them? No, I may have. Let me take a look here. I feel like we just shipped these together, unless I am totally tripping. 941. Oh no, we didn't. Okay, I was just thinking that we had. All right, so this is actually a good example of how that'll fit in that envelope. So here's a pair of pants, right? Normally, there's no way I could fit this into an envelope. But you pop that bottom, put the jeans in there, and look at that. Just boom, close. So that's what I used to do. Okay, so this is a pair of 2006 Old Navy low-waist boot cut denim jeans. These are 14 short Y2K distressed Western. I will sell these all day, every day. These sell really well for me. If you see any of these older Old Navy tags, these always sell for me. This sold in my store in like 2 days. And they fetch a pretty good price. So we got 22 on these. We got them for $1 at a garage sale. So can't go wrong with that. And then of course they paid $8.50 for shipping, which padded our shipping. And don't snooze on stuff, even if it's got that like mad distressing. I was sure these were going to sell over on Depop before they sold on eBay. I was actually kind of surprised they sold on eBay. I hope that they noticed all that distressing. I, of course, put that in my listing. Whenever I sell something that's like super ultra mega distressed over on eBay, I always get just a tiny bit nervous about it, only because the demographic age on eBay is a little bit pickier than Depop. I mean, I can sell like a literal shredded piece of almost like you need to throw it away kind of situation clothing over on Depop, and people are so grateful and excited. But on eBay, I always like get a little leery, but hopefully it'll be okay. Vera says, I was on your live the other day and someone mentioned keywords. I think, how well do they help you with your sales? Vera, that's a great question. And thank you for coming over here from Instagram. I know who you are over on Instagram because you told me. So keywords and trigger words for me are so important. And it's so funny. I actually put this on my list. Where's my list of things to do today? This is my list of things you guys have requested. So I'm going to do a whole video on the descriptive words and why they're important. So the way that search engines work, they're called SEOs. I did marketing for years. So for me, this is just like stuff that I always think is important because I know how important SEO, search engines, and AI and all that kind of stuff. It's so important for you to be able to get seen, right? We're going to put these over into pirate ship because they are over £1, of course. And so I did some research because there's been kind of a couple different opinions on this. And opinions are like armpits. We have always all have them and they generally stink, right? This is going to Rebecca in Missouri. So I did a little bit of research if keywords and trigger words really help. I went down some rabbit holes, got into the old Reddit, went deep with it. And I got onto a couple like super nerdy ones where it really talks about how to break it down. And then I got on some eBay community ones. And here's what I found. So eBay actually pulls from 3 places every single time someone is searching for a listing. So if someone is searching for a listing, and let's say they're looking for like Levi 511 jeans. So eBay, and I don't know about other platforms, although every platform copies what eBay does. So, $584 on this. We made like almost $3 on shipping on these. So what they do is they pull from the title, they pull from the description, and then they also pull from the specifics. And that's where you put like your size or whether something's used or whatnot. So the first place it's going to pull from always is the title. If it can't get back as many search results as it wants, like it wants to provide you with as many search results as possible. I don't know what that number is, but they want to provide you with as many search results as possible. So let's say that they want to provide you with 5,000 search results, but they can only pull up 2,000 that have Levi's 511 in the title correctly written. Okay. So it wants to do 300 other searches. So then what it'll do is it'll pull from the descriptions and also the specifics. So then it's looking for Levi's 511 in the specifics, and it's looking for Levi's 511 in the description. Now, let's say that person had typed in Levi's 511 indie distressed jeans. Well, that narrows the search results even less. So now the search results are going to be like 50 listings, right? So eBay has to immediately go to the descriptions and the specifics to find that. So if you have indie, emo, distressed, skater boy, skate, so on and so forth in your description, it's going to pull from that. It's going to pop you up on the search results. You're probably going to end up somewhere underneath like the sponsored ones because you now have that in your title. You have that in your description, and you potentially even have that in your specifics. Now, I was not putting that in my specifics under character or under, sometimes it'll say character, sometimes it'll say theme. So now I've started popping a few of those in there too. Indie, skater, I'll only put like 2 or 3 in there because here's my thought. If I am paying a little bit to promote, so let's say I'm doing 2%, which I think is what I do, and I have that in my title, my description, and I have that in my specifics, the likelihood of me being the first person to be seen for a pair of 511 indie, emo, gray wash, distressed, skater, skate boy, SK8, sad boy, all the different things, the chances of me being up there are way higher. And like I said, I looked this up, I found it, I took screenshots of this information. Now, eBay is very secretive about their algorithms. So this is all stuff from Reddit threads. This is stuff from community posts I could find. But it is true. It is something that they're looking for, and they're looking in all of those places. So I should probably do a whole video on that though. Hey, Snap Dabble. Hey, Creekside. New keyword, Starboy. What is that? I got my Post-it note here. Starboy. Ooh, let's look that up right now. Let's look that up. Starboy aesthetic. Let's look. What is that? Okay, so it's kind of like almost like a K-pop. It's almost like a K-pop look. So that kind of like slightly K-pop, like the dark K-pop look mixed with like a actually, you know what brand is probably fits in that aesthetic is what am I? Oh gosh, I can't remember it. Why do I do this and then I forget because I'm on the spot? What is it? No, I'm not going to think of it right now. Anyways, that's good to know. Starboy aesthetic. Okay, so this is what we're looking at here, is this look right here. So that kind of like baggy, poofy combat or leather shirt or leather jacket, white or black tight top, hood showing out the back, kind of like it's like a little emo, but not really at the same time, like a trendy bartender almost. All right, good. Thank you. That's perfect. All right. So it looks like the jeans they're wearing are like a straight leg, very straight, kind of emo pants almost. Little flare maybe or scrunching at the bottom. Okay. The Weekend popped up with that. So that's interesting. So maybe it has a bit of a streetwear look to it too. All right. It's like a bougie TikToker. Okay, cool. Like Tokyo Ghoul. Oh my gosh. Riz Reisner's here. She knows. I don't even know what Tokyo Ghoul is. Let's look that up. Tokyo Ghoul. What is that? Oh, yep, exactly. So kind of like a little bit anime. So back in the day, it would have been called a sad boy, SADBOI is what it would have been. He has a song called Starboy. All right, well, there we go. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking like K-pop. I was thinking kind of that like that aesthetic. So that's good. Hey, Chris. Okay, we're going back to shipping, guys. You know this is how my brain works. It goes all over the place. Holy guacamole. We get distracted easily, don't we? Man, that's okay. I don't mind. I like hanging out with y'all. It makes my day go by way faster and way better. All right, save and continue. So those are our only two over on eBay today. Kind of slow 30 hours on eBay. Not a big one over there. So, but we did sell quite a bit on Depop. So, okay, let's go over to Posh and see what we got. Squirrel, I'm telling you, that's the name of one of his albums. Okay, yeah, I didn't even know who that is. That's wild. Okay, we got three. We got four. We got four over on Poshmark today. That's always a pleasant surprise. All right, so the first thing we've got is a curling iron. These are always pickups. This is a brand definitely always pick up. This is a Hot Shots. It's like Hot Tools. It's kind of like the Hot Tools reboot, if you know what I'm saying. And they sell pretty well as long as you can get them for an inexpensive price. You do want to check them though, check to make sure that they're going to work. Also, if you're trying to get any gunky off, like you can see, I already cleaned this one. Just take, heat it up first a little bit, like just a tiny bit for like a minute or something. Get it a little bit warm. And then you can either use like a rubbing alcohol if you want. I use Goo Gone. So I always take where's my Goo Gone? I warm my iron up first just a little bit. I spray Goo Gone on a rag and then I just get in there and it takes all the hairspray and stuff off. And then I give it a nice wipe down. You got to be careful with the rubbing alcohol and the acetone on some of these. If it's a cheaper ceramic and it's like a ceramic spray that they've put on versus an actual true ceramic like a GHD has, you're going to end up taking off some of the finish. So that's why I use the Goo Gone, then I don't have to worry about it. Also with your curling irons, when you send these in the mail, or you store these, do not just wrap them around each other. When you do that, it disrupts the metal fiber cording in here. So you want to wrap it up kind of like you would like a vacuum cleaner. So I always wrap mine up, and then I bought some bulk rubber bands because I didn't have enough from just like vegetable bags. So I bought a bulk amount of them, and then you're going to tie it up like that. So that is just a little ex-hairdresser tip for you. Never wrap your cords around each other because you will bust them up. Now, this is going to get shipped out on Poshmark. So if this was getting shipped out anywhere else, just because this isn't like a super expensive, this isn't a super expensive one. This is a $15 iron. So normally I would just wrap this really, really well in just foam and I would send it. However, since it's Poshmark, I'm just going to pop it in a box. I don't think it's going to fit in a Tyvek just because the length of it is just too long. So we're just going to tape it up a little bit. I'm going to pop it in a box. Like I said, it's Poshmark, so you don't have to stress out about that too much. Yeah, squirrel, squirrel, squirrel. eBay is super slow. Nurse, I wonder if they're doing a update. I feel like I had seen something somewhere. Did anybody else see this? I feel like I saw something or got an email or something about eBay doing pushing out something that they had in beta testing. And I'm wondering if that's what's going on right now. Yo, 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 Blended Oasis. You guys, thank you for the hearts. And if you have any questions, let's, get on in there. Don't be shy. We're here to party. All right, so Hot Tools is going in a box. Like I said, again, it's Poshmark, so it goes in a box. If it wasn't, then I would not even bother, because that would literally cost so much money in shipping. It would not be worth it to do that. So we are going to put this in here, and then we're just going to pat it with, oh, hey, honey. My love, my Justin, my man friend. Can you hear me, baby? Jess, can you grab me some packing paper from the garage? I got my IKEA bag here. All right, well, he's getting us packing paper. We'll put this to the side for a second here, and then we'll put a little paper in there. Okay, next thing we've got here on Posh is a Y2K Polo Ralph Lauren. I sell these all day, every day. The two things I sell the most are Levi's and Y2K Polo Ralph Lauren shirts. Now, there is a huge caveat. We talked a little bit about this on Surfs earlier. These are worth picking up. So you can see the label there. That's how you know it's older. These are worth picking up if you can get them cheap. If you're spending $5 or $6 on these, you are not going to make your money back. So if I'm at a garage sale and I can get these for $1 a piece, I have found that normally where there's one vintage Ralph Lauren, there's usually like 5. Then I ask the person, hey, what are you asking on your shirts? They say $1. I say, awesome. I was thinking I could bundle everything together, maybe get a little discount. How does that sound? They usually say that sounds great. So I usually wind up getting these for closer to like 50 cents a piece. Now, the only time I will pay up for them and just go with the $1, maybe even $2, is if it is a super big size. So if it is a 2XL, 2XLT, 3XL, 3XLT, or anything bigger than that, very hard to find those. Then I will pay up because you are going to get double the amount. Polo, most clothing companies, how they work it is if they make 1,000 units of large, they make 700 units of extra large, they make 300 units of 2XL, 100 units of 3XL. And so the further you go up in numbers, the less that are produced and made. So it's harder for people to find them. So they will straight up pay you kind of anything for them. And they won't even care if there's like pinholes or anything else wrong with it, because they know that they are going to have a hard time finding it. So always get those if you can. Kaylee, good morning. Good morning to Kaylee. I'm happy to see you. I use Kaspersky antivirus, and I haven't been able to open it in days. I had to remove it from my safe list in order to open. Ooh, that's interesting. I'm assuming you're talking about eBay. You priority ship stuff only if it is in Poshmark, because Poshmark is all priority shipping. Poshmark, you can ship anything up to 5 pounds. I would not suggest ever shipping anything over 5 pounds on Poshmark, or you are going to spend some money. They are crazy. I think that's you guys probably know this better because I refuse to do this, but I think it's like $1 or one pound, anything over 5 pounds is $6 extra, and that cost is on you. And then it goes up from there. I remember I accidentally sold a bundle on there one time that was like 10 pounds and they wanted $23. I was like, nope, I'm canceling that bundle. So I would highly suggest not selling anything over 5. That's the only place that I do like the envelope priority mail. Now, I've done priority mail for a few other things. I just do usually Ground Advantage. Do you delete pics from your phone once listed? No, I have 59,000 pictures on my phone right now, unfortunately. I also pay up for camo polo. Oh yeah, if you guys can find camo polo, really camo anything, camo denim and supply, camo anything Ralph Lauren is super money. How come you priority ship stuff? Isn't that more expensive? Not on Poshmark. So on Poshmark, the buyers pay a flat rate. They pay like, I think it's like $7.95 or something like that. I've only bought one thing on Poshmark ever, I think. So, and I don't even remember. So I am probably not the best person to answer that, but I think it's like $7.95. Yeah, Vera says eBay. That's interesting. I do delete, but I can retire them from the trash folder. Yeah, I take all my pictures on my phone. I literally have 59,000 photos on there right now. It's all going into a cloud. I pay like $2 a month or something for it. That's just me. I'm not going back through pictures. My photos have saved me a couple times too from issues where somebody said that they, something wasn't what it looked like or whatever. And I have like 8 million pictures of stuff. So I have been saved a couple times. So I just don't, I don't delete, and I'm lazy. I'll be honest. That is not an income generating activity. I call those IGAs. So I'm always thinking about things like, is this an IGA? Is this an income generating activity? Or is this something that I'm just doing because I like to have my phone clear? Now, if you don't have space on your phone, heck yeah, you got to do that. But that's not the case because I'm paying for the cloud and it's magically going to wherever it's going to. I don't know and I don't understand. I don't need to understand. I just know that I give it like a couple bucks every month and it lets me keep pictures in there. All right, the next thing we've got here, this is a buckle brand. This is called Department West. It does okay. New, this thing, like brand new. These are like kind of expensive. It's a heavy knit flannel. I don't know. I haven't done crazy good with Depart West, but Depart West also does a lot of like heavier stuff. And I've really only been full-time reselling for, I think Justin and I figured it out last night. It's like 5 months. So I kind of really missed, I did a little dabbling last winter, but not too much, sold some Levi's, couple jackets, but not a ton of stuff. And so I don't know, maybe it will sell better now. But this has that nice flannel look to it, which is like super popular. I picked it up for a couple bucks at a garage sale or something. And it wound up selling for $22 over on Poshmark. Poshmark, not my favorite place to sell. Their fees are kind of steep, but it sold. I thought this would sell over on Depop, but I just don't think it was grungy enough. I think it's just too preppy to have sold over on Depop. Yeah, we love that cloud, don't we? Good morning, Vanessa the Kitschy Mushroom. Nice to see you today. Every time I see your name, it makes me think of Login Look or Cottagecore or Prairie Core. Like the minute I hear mushroom, or I think of like Goblin Core, because I'm constantly like these trigger words are running through my head. 800 miles an hour every day, everywhere we go now. If I see someone wearing something, I'll be like Prairie Core, Skater Core, Classic Core, Norm Core, Eclectic Grandpa. Like they're constantly running through my head, and my husband's just like, oh my gosh. He's like, did you just say Goblin Core? I was like, well, look what she's wearing. It's Goblin Core. Oh my gosh. She loves things as I love your lives. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Just had an eBay sale. Woohoo, there's hope for today. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird, Kim. It's like a weird day for eBay, definitely. Even my offers, I think I've only sent out like 4 offers on eBay today, which is really low. I found a pair of purple acid wash vintage Lee jeans this morning. Ooh, Vanessa. Is it the pair? I think I know which ones. Is it the ones that have the chevron in the back with like the thick stitch in through the inseam, no pockets? Or is it the one that's got the small pointed pockets in the back? I think I know exactly what pair you're talking about if it's what I'm thinking in my head, because those are fire. Those are super fire. That's a Depop item. I mean, those might sell on Poshmark too if they're women's, but that's crazy. Hey, Chris, nice to see you. Your sunflower makes me happy. Ooh, this is going to North Carolina. I'm not going to sing the rest because I'm going to butcher it because I do it every time. Because for some reason I can't remember the words to that song. It's okay. I'm also the person that can watch a movie 11 times because I don't remember what's happened. Hey, Terry, thank you for the follow. Much appreciation to you, Terry. All right, this is going priority mail. We are still on Poshmark today, kids, which is wild. You guys, y'all know I don't usually sell a ton of stuff on Poshmark. So I find that Poshmark's kind of like that for me. Like it'll be like 6 things and then nothing. I'm sure that is an algorithm thing. I have no doubt that they probably, as you're selling stuff, they probably push you out higher on the RLs, which is the rating list. Let's take a look here. What else do we got here? We got a pair of cut from the cloths. This is not a super Bolo brand, but they are kind of like a wanting to be, they're like a wanting to be a Levi's Denizen women's. Some of them will have like the sconcings and embroidery on the back because it's kind of wanting to be like a Miss Me or a 7 or a 7 for All Mankind for the more like rock aesthetic-y ones. I got these for like 25 cents at a garage sale. So it was totally worth the pickup. They sold for $10 after Poshmark fees and everything. We still made $7 on it. So, you know, easy to photograph, simple, nothing fancy. This is just kind of one of those like little bread and butters kind of things. Pay for my gas money for garage sailing tomorrow kind of things. Nothing wrong with those bread and butters, man. Those little bread and butters definitely add up over time for sure. Jane Hanks, any relation to Tom Hanks? Nice to meet you and thank you for the follow. Do you get most of your stuff at garage sales? Terry, I get all my stuff at garage sales. So I've been here in Texas for 1 year now. We are about to hit, well, not quite. We're about to hit our 1 year mark. I think we've been here like, I don't know, 11 and a half months or something. I have been to Goodwill 1 time, and I have been to the other local thrift store here 4 times, and really just to kind of like get their shoes because everything else is marked up a little bit too high for me. Oh, I think we forgot to do a sticker in that one. Uh-oh. Let's see if we can get that in there. My margins are going to always be better if I can do garage sales. Now, that being said, I hit a lot of garage sales. My average number of garage sales on a Saturday is usually 40. If I can hit more than 40, that's amazing. 2 weeks ago, I hit 122. Last weekend, I think we did 40. I did 42, and then there was 3 in my neighborhood. So I wound up doing 45 total. But I am a turn and burn. So I am in that sale and I'm out of that sale in like 3 minutes is kind of my go-to, unless there's some bangers there and I want to be able to like get a good deal, and I might linger a little bit in order to kind of do the pregnant pause, which is when you get real quiet at a sale and you make it really awkward for the other person, and they usually end up coming down in their pricing. So that's my only exception. Otherwise, I am in and I'm out. Terry, Texas has amazing garage sales. I've had to adjust the way that I do things a little bit because in Washington, it was a lot more like Columbia, North Face, Gore-Tex, outdoor stuff. And then here it's been a lot more like Western wear, Y2K, but like with like a different kind of Y2K aesthetic. So I've just had to kind of like figure it out. I've watched a ton of videos. I've learned a lot from y'all and other people on different things. I learned about ties earlier today from Surfs and watches. I didn't know anything about those. So I feel like I'm constantly kind of evolving and looking for new things. So, but it's the thing about garage sales here that's nice is that they're going to go year round. So in Washington, because of the weather there, and by the way, it rains all the time there. I don't care what anybody says. I lived there most of my life and it always rains. If you live in Western Washington, you're living in the rain. That is just the way that it is. So in Washington, you can only garage sale from like, oh my gosh, I don't know. Oh my goodness. All right. I think we found a sticker, guys. I think we found one for the wall. This is my favorite animal. We're going to put that up in a second. Oh, this is cute. Look at this little guy. He's a real hoot. So in Washington, like I was saying, the garage sailing starts on like, there's like a couple in April, a few in May, but it doesn't really start till like the first or second week of June. And then it ends, like it's over now. It's over and it's been over up there. So you have to do all your yard sailing in a really small period of time. So when I was up there last summer, I went out every Friday, every Saturday, and some Sundays, which was like a super burnout for me. I was exhausted all the time. I mean, that's a lot of work. You're getting up at, 5:36 in the morning or earlier. You're garage sailing up there. You would garage sail till around 2. And you're doing that, on Friday, Saturday, and then some Sundays. It was exhausting. What's nice about here is I only go out on Saturdays. No one really seems to do them much here on Fridays. Sundays here is football, it's church, it's stuff like that here in Texas. And so there just really isn't a lot. So I try to pack it all into Saturday, which is great. Now, the other cool thing is it's year round. So how hard are you partying? Always. As hard as humanly possible. Generally in a mosh pit. Jem, I'm so happy to see you. Heyo. I live in California. Women that came here from Texas dress really nice. Yeah. So Terry, that's a good point. And that is something why I have been really trying to follow like Kelsey Mellow State, Laura from Wild and Almost Free, Spencer out west. Those are 3 of the women that I follow because that do clothing, because I don't know women's clothing. Oh yeah, join my team, baby. I don't do women's clothing, really. I mean, I do some, but just not like they do it. So I feel like I've been learning a lot of brands from them because I feel like if I don't do that, I'm going to be snoozing on a lot of really great stuff at garage sales. So this is going to Addison in Indiana. Yeah, so I feel like I'm just going to be snoozing on a whole lot of really cool, stuff at some of these fancier homes because I just don't know. Like you guys encouraged me to look at women's high heels. Now that's not a market that I know anything about. I literally know the name Jimmy Choo and that's about it. So I was at this garage sale and I came across these right here. And had I not had all y'all and all those girls encouraging me to look at high heels, I would have never found these. These are a brand called Gianmarco Lorenzi Couture. These were $1,400 new. Now I need to have a new cap put on the end of these ones here. But I'm still going to be able to get probably like $250 to $300 for these shoes. And they cost me $7. So heck yeah, I'm going to be, listening to those girls and trying to follow along as much as I can with that, because that's just absolute fire to be able to make that much off of a garage sale item. Women's shoes slow, very slow for me. Yeah, I mainly do boots, Nikes, Western rain boots. I think with women's clothing in general, in my opinion, it can sell a little bit slower because there's so many brands. There's just so much out there. I watch Surf. I learn a lot from him. Yeah, I really like Surf too. I would say he and I are a lot alike in what we sell and just kind of how we do things too. So I've been really interested in watching him because I don't know anything about watches. So that was really interesting watching him earlier with that and seeing what he's doing. We found one for the wall, guys. Kids, we don't always find one for the wall. It only happens once in a while. So A, those are vintage style glasses on this guy. And B, flamingos are my favorite animal. It's going to go up here next to our giraffe, our seahorse, and our, we've got a hummingbird up here because those are my mom's favorite. So we're going to put him right here next to my son's clothing company brand. And that's awesome. So, we found one for the wall. I haven't put one up there in a while. It's got to be a real special one. Either one that you guys say that you really like or one that I find that I'm like, oh, yeah, that's fire. All right. Marking as shipped for that. Let's take a look. Is that everything on Poshmark? Oh, yeah, we got to put sold on our shipped on our cut. All right, let's move over to Depop. Okay. Now, this is where the majority of my stuff for today is going to be. This is where the majority of all of my stuff usually is. And I think we even got a couple bundles on here. So that's great. So let's take a look here. All right. The first thing that we've got is a vintage. Man, this was one of the best garage sales I ever went to. It was a fundraising garage sale for some kids that were going to be going like church camp or something like that. And so they had opened up this barn, and like people had been bringing stuff in for a while, and it was a lot of vintage stuff. Unfortunately, it was all just in boxes, and I really had to sift through it. Most people were showing up and just kind of looking and leaving, but not me. That's not what I do, kids. I will get down and dirty. I am on the ground. I am filthy. When I come home from these on Saturdays from garage sailing, I am covered in dirt. I'm absolutely sweaty and disgusting, and I freaking love it. Such a good workout. Feels so good. And so I got down and I wound up getting at the bottom of this giant moving box. And at the bottom was all this fire. So much college stuff. So, and it's all vintage. Like this is an old vintage oarsman. Look at this thing. University of Illinois. It's got the loose baggy aesthetic. This is so hot right now. And this just wound up selling for, what did we sell this for? $40, 30, looks like 37. So after shipping, after everything, let's see, they paid for shipping. Well, I can just go here. We'll go into it and see it, look at receipt. Our total take home on this after shipping is going to be like $30 after everything, complete profit. After what I paid, after everything. And I got like 10 or 15, it might have been closer to like 15 old vintage. Man, there was, of course, this one sold first. There was a Harvard Jansport. There was a Columbia, like the school. And that was an old Gears brand. I mean, just absolute fire. I probably made take home. We will make a total of like probably $250 to $300 on that box, and all that stuff probably cost me $2. I probably gave them, this is usually what I do at the fundraising one. They always lowball, and they're always just be like, oh, just a couple hours, whatever you can afford. And I'm like, no, I think I wound up giving them like $5 or $7 or something like that. What I would normally give someone at a garage sale, because it was like, it just felt weird. I'm like, I'm not gonna give you $2. Like that's not how my brain works. My core values and my injustice warrior inside of me would never allow me to do that. So that's why I have a box of gloves in my car. Yeah, that's a good tip too. I actually have one of these. I keep this on my station here just in case, like I've picked up boots and I haven't cleaned them as good as I wanted, or I'm cleaning them and I want to use. But I also have this in the door to my car. So every time I get in from a sale, I immediately take, this is how it goes. I get in from the sale. I've got my lanyard on. I pop it off. I put it on my dash. Squish, 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 squish. I wash my hands before I touch a steering wheel or do anything, because you never know what's out there in the wild, in all of the tendrils of the deeps of the depths. So we don't want that stuff on that. How would I find Surf up here? Yeah, it Surfs Up Finds. Indy, I would definitely suggest giving him a follow. He is rad. Like I really, really, really enjoy his stuff. His content is fire, and he does a lot of like really great bolo stuff. Excuse me. Tell me that is not the most adorable thing. Honey, I have a sticker for you to see. You have to see him. He's incredibly handsome. He will make your day feel so great. Oh, then Jack heard me say handsome and came running. He's a very handsome. Squirrel, easily distractible. That is the name of, that just should be my name, is Squirrel, Squirrel, Squirrel. That's, yeah, Vera says that's why I have a box of gloves. You're welcome, Indy. I love your energy and enthusiasm. It's motivating. Yeah, baby. I'm going to blame it on the coffee. Actually, no, it's just like this all the time. Charity is an amazing student, but she can't sit still or be quiet in class. Every single report card, every time. Puppy, Salvi, you want to see Puppy? Salvi wants to see Puppy. Come here, Tick Tick. Come here. Come on, baby. You grab your ball. You want your ball? Oh, Puppy. This is Jack Jack. Say hello to everybody. You want your ball? Ready? Go get it. Good boy. And then the other one, she won't come when she's called. That is always a statement and never a question. I know, right? I gotta show off the pups. Like, hello. Oh my gosh, we came across the best like little what do you want to call it? Like page, and it's called I think it's called We Sing Songs to Our Animals. I gotta find it now because I gotta shout these people out. You guys have to find them. We sing songs to our animals. Animals, dogs. We sing songs to our dogs. Maybe it's we sing songs to our dogs. I gotta find this. I gotta find this now. If anyone knows what I'm talking about, we sing songs to our dogs. I gotta find them. They are so stinking fabulous. I don't see them. Does anybody know who I'm talking about? They have this song that's like, couch indentation. It's a perfect location for a snoozing situation. And they have like sing all of their husband singing it. They sing all of their stuff to the songs to their dogs. They've got like, oh my gosh, they have so many of. They have one that's called how does the stretch song go, honey? Big stretch, big stretch. If you don't call it out, it's not what it's about. It doesn't count. Big stretch. These are the things that totally like, oh, Salvi says that she knows them. Do you guys remember who it is? I can't remember what it is. My sister said the same every single progress report. Yep. We got busy brains. All right, so this is going over to pirate ship. We're going to copy the address. So they paid $8.50 for shipping, and I know it's not going to cost us $8.50 because it never does, because we've had our shipping a little bit. Oh man, I wish I could find the name of those people because I would totally shout them out. I always feel bad when I like talk about someone and then I'm like, I hear what their name is. All right, this is going to Claire in Illinois. The name Claire is fantastic because it always reminds me of either Claire Danes. I'm going to kick up my feet, stay at home, and stare at my Claire Danes poster. Or it reminds me of Claire from the show Heroes that has the most amazing storyline ever. And I heard that it's getting a reboot. So that makes me excited. You guys remember Heroes? It ran from like 2006 to like 2009, I think, or something like that. And then it just like abruptly ended. And that was at the beginning of like the superhero stuff. Most of the superhero movies that started coming out after that, I'm convinced came out because of Heroes. All right, so we got 12 by 10. And our weight on that is going to be 1 pound and 2 ounces. Let's see what we got. So they paid $8.50 for shipping. And we are paying $6.82. So we made almost $2 on that to cover our costs for everything. We're going to buy that label and move on. I went and looked at the account. It's called Puppy Songs. I think you're right. That is it, isn't it? I knew it was something like Puppy Songs. I'm going to hold it up if this is right. Yes. Is that what it is? Let's take a look here. I think this is them. Yes, this is it. All right. If you guys get a chance, find these people and follow them. I would play a song here, but I'd probably get copyright infringement, so I'm not going to do that. But you guys have to find them Puppy Songs. They're so good. Like, it's so funny. They have a cheeseburger song, and I know it's not reselling, but you know what? We got to like have some stuff that we can just like laugh and joke about. And I'm a sucker for any sort of animal video. I'm in. You got a talking bird? I'm in. You got a cat doing something weird? I'm in. You have a little tiny otter or a flying squirrel or a dog or anything. If it is an animal, you got a lizard that doesn't even do anything, that just sits there and is like, I'm in. I love it. They always make me happy. All right, this is going Sure Post, of course Post. And let's pop that on there and moving right along. All right, and I think this is our Sure Post bag, right? Yeah. We don't want to be taking the wrong stuff to the wrong place, or we're going to get naughty puppied. Heroes was so good for the first few seasons. Yeah, I'm rewatching it. I think I'm on the last season right now. It definitely declines a little bit, but I think if they do a reboot, it would be amazing. What about Chad? He is like a pet. DW. Oh, with the shade. Oh, DW, you just made me laugh today. All right, we're going to copy that, bring this over to the old depop, pop, and mark as shippied. Shippy, Cocoa Pop, shippy, rock. I met a Trisket. She said a biscuit. I speak about turn on 10. Ooh, the lady walking down the street 10 times a week. I said it. I met it. I told your mama's credit. She's cool. She's fine. Suck it to me one more time. Totally butchered that, but that's okay. All right. Next thing, we've got a little bundle. We got a hat. And we've got a shirt here. You can see that I printed out my SKU numbers very strangely for some of these. So this is another Y2K polo. This is in a small. We got $13.50 out of it. I think I would have probably gotten closer to 16 if this had been a medium. Probably 17, just because of the white with the red stripes and the red. This look, especially as we go into the holiday season, winds up being really big. If this had been one size or two sizes smaller, if this was like a 2XL, I probably could have gotten like $20 for it. But it is a small, but it's in good condition. And so this person bought this, and then they also got a hat, which I'm so happy that I finally sold these. I picked them up for free, so it didn't cost me anything. This right here cost me $1 at a garage sale. I got 2 of these hats. Oh, no, that's not true. I won a little auction thing on these hats. Back where I used to live, we had a little auction group, and I paid $1 for 2 of these. So I have another one for sale. This is a baseball team. It's called the Tacoma Rainiers. It's got like the trucker style with the hook and loop fastened in the back. Now, if this was like a $20 hat or higher, I'd probably pop it in a box. It's a $9.40 hat, so I'm not trying to do that. So we are going to just make it nice and shippable. We got this person got free shipping, which is great. I tend to find what happens, and this has just been like, I don't know what the rhyme and reason is for this, but for some of my items that are harder to sell, because people don't want to spend the shipping price to get this, right? This is not a Boston Red Sox or, a Dodgers cap or something that's going to sell for more money. It's Tacoma Rainiers. And so by the time someone pays for the hat for $9.50 and then they pay for shipping, it just becomes too expensive. So I find that my lower priced items usually end up selling on a bundle on Depop, which is great because I've already padded the price. I mean, like I said, I paid 50 cents for this hat. So I've already padded the price. And now I'm going to be able to ship this out. This is going to probably cost me like $6 to ship all of this. And I was able to get it out of my inventory, still make money on it. I padded the Ralph Lauren a little bit. I think it's $1. It was $1 more here than it was over on eBay. So you just kind of take your stuff, you mess with the price a little bit. The reason I pad stuff on Depop is because I am offering the free shipping on bundles. I also run a 10% off sale that I just refresh every 48 hours, which you can do on eBay or on Depop. And people over on Depop, I think the key to remembering over there, because I hear this a lot, I heard this actually from somebody else earlier today, that they were frustrated with Depop because they don't like how people like things and never buy them. And we've talked a little bit about this before, but since it came up in topic, I'm just going to go over it again. So Depop is the kind of place where you need to change your thinking on Depop a little bit. I think a lot of people think of Depop as a selling platform, and Depop is a selling platform, but really they're a social media platform. So it's the app where people will communicate more and chat with you than anywhere else. It's a place where people heart and like things, because when we were kids, we would just go to the mall and look and window shop and be like, oh, we'd be with our friends. Oh, I like that. Oh, I like that. Oh, I like that. Oh, I like that. Right. Well, that doesn't exist anymore. So the demographic age over on Depop is like 18 to 30, 35 kind of is the kind of max demographic age group over there. And so they don't have the mall to go around and do that. That doesn't exist, right? Malls feel like ghost town places now. So they like things on Depop. When you send them an offer, all that you're doing is you're like basically like the Mrs. Fields person with the Mrs. Fields cookies, and you're like, the person's like, would you like a cookie? Would you like a cookie? Would you like a cookie? And a person takes a cookie. Them taking that cookie, that sample, is them liking your thing on Depop. So when you send an offer, all you're doing is offering them a Mrs. Fields cookie. They're either going to take it or they're not going to take it. They're either interested or they're not interested. But it's not like it is over on eBay, where if someone likes something or something happens over there and they put it on a watch list and stuff, it means they're probably serious about it. On Depop, that's not the case. It is a social media platform that does selling stuff. And if you can kind of change your thinking a little bit about it, you'll stop getting irritated about sending offers out all the time and having people accept it and then never pay. You'll stop being irritated about that. And you'll also just start thinking about communicating differently. So for me on Depop, I am in the chat. So if someone sends me an offer, I'm like, hey, that's a little bit low. If you could meet me here, that sounds great. The shirt is fire. What do you like about it? Oh, I really like that it has this and that. Oh, cool. Right on. I'm going to send you an offer over. Okay, cool, man. Sounds great. And we have a conversation. That's not happening on any other platform. So change your mind, change your thinking a little bit about it. And I promise you that you're going to end up selling more items there because you're not focusing so much on the sale. You're focusing more on adding value to people in two ways, either communicating through the chat or because you're running a constant 10% off sale, you're offering free bundle shipping. And how I afford that is I pad all of my prices. I pad my prices to be able to offer the 10% off. I pad my prices in order to be able to do the free shipping over there. And I pad my prices on shipping. So if I want to sell something for $20, I'm going to mark it up at 24, goes on sale as 22. They're going to talk me down to 20, which is what I wanted to sell it for on eBay anyways. Maybe they're getting free shipping, but I'm getting something else out of my inventory. It's just a different way of thinking about it. I hope that helps somebody out there. Yeah, I miss the malls too. Is that Danielle? Danielle, what in the heck are you doing in here? Happy to see you. I know, I miss the malls. I definitely miss going, to Sam Goody and getting a CD or a tape. I'm totally dating myself right now. But I love that. I miss being able to go to the food court and hang out with friends. I miss being able to go and just like go into Hot Topic and literally listen to whatever amazing music is coming out. I miss going into Spencer's back in the back area and seeing all the really weird stuff that they sold back there. I definitely miss it. That unfortunately that era has just passed. And so because kids don't have anywhere to go to do that now, really, they're doing it online and they're doing that in Depop. So I hope that makes sense. All right. This is going to Thomas. And I don't know why it's trying to give Thomas a different last name than what he has over on Depop. How strange. My pirate ship is just trying to give this guy a last name. I'm like, excuse me? Like, what are you doing? So this is going to Thomas, no last name, because there's no last name on Depop. That's the other thing you'll find on Depop. Some of the names will be I've sent them off to like super fun dude or like gorgeous girl or whatever. They'll put their like actual like Depop name in their name. Hey, whatever you're putting down as a shipping label is what it's getting sent to. So that's how we're rolling. All right. So this is an envelope, padded. We're going to weigh this sucker here. I'm assuming we kept it under a pound. Oh, we did. Oh, baby. All right. So we are at 0 pounds, 15 ounces. That is a boom right there. We are looking at 12 and we are looking at 6. It's kind of wonky with the thing. No, we better go 10. Better go with 10. Better to round up, I always say, than end up with a naughty puppy not paying enough in shipping. All right. So we're going to get the rates on this one. I am doing it all right now on Depop. Yeah, Ruth. Go, Ruth. Go, Ruth. How's Justin? How's Justin today? He said fan-diddly-tastic. He's in running Pelican in the other room. We're just a busy family. We're doing 17,000 things at once, as always. Okay. So we are paying $5.93 for this. So we're paying $6 for this, let's just say. We sold the hat for $9, cost me 50 cents. I made a couple dollars on the hat, probably sold a shirt that I wouldn't have sold as much. I already padded the shirt's price and I padded the hat's price. So in the long run, I'm actually basically paying nothing for shipping and I was able to get 2 things out of my inventory. If that makes sense, my brain is always thinking like mathematically what's going to work out the best and make me the most income on that. And so that's what I do. Now, if you are going to do Depop, though, I would highly suggest, if you are going to do the free bundle shipping and you are going to do a constant 10% off sale or 10% off 48-hour sales, make sure that you're taking in consideration what you're listing an item for. Because if you're doing a 10% off sale and then the person is also sending you an offer and you're accepting it, and you're doing bundling discounts for shipping and you're doing free shipping, all that stuff can take away from your profit. So you really need to think about how much you're selling that item for. Like I said, I always mark stuff up a little bit on Depop to be able to cover that. All right. What do we got next here? What do we got next on the old Depop? Depop. Crazy about you, pop. Oh, I'm sorry, you guys. I am so sorry. I should not have done that. I just put that song in everyone's head, and that is my fault. And I will 100% take responsibility for that. I am so sorry. You didn't hear anything. Nothing was said. It's fine. In the words of Star Wars, move along, move along. These are not the droids you're looking for. All right, mark item as shipped. DW is here, and I'm happy to see DW. Hey, Don. Oh my gosh, I know Depop. DW, don't say anything. Don't say anything. We're gonna make everyone think of that all day long now. Okay, next thing we've got here. This is actually another bundle. You guys may remember these little guys. He's got a little thing on him. You guys might remember these little guys. Picked these up at a garage sale. That garage sale that said nerdy stuff. I had thought that they were Pokemon. I found out they weren't. They're Zerglings from StarCraft. I found these were really hard to find online because they're from 2014. But I found a pair of them brand new with tags for, I think they were like 85 or something like that. So I put mine at 59 or 60. They sold for 50, which was great. I only spent $10 on them. And I was able to sell another one of these little pins. I got these pins each for they were like 20 to 25 cents a piece. So I got a whole bunch of them. Perfect time of year to be selling that because it's got kind of the Halloween aesthetic to it. So we are going to bundle these together. I'm going to make sure that I have vacuumed out. I always check my shoes again because I never remember if I've vacuumed everything out. So I just use my little handheld vac thing here. Get all the yuckies out. I used to use just a big vacuum, but I got so tired of having that in my room all the time. And so that works great. I don't know if you guys have seen these yet. These work awesome. It just got all those little threads out and it just USB charges. This was not expensive too. I think I got this. It's on sale for 14 or 15 bucks maybe. And I've been using it every single time I do shoes now. It works great. It comes with a whole bunch of other little attachments, which I'm not really using, but it totally just cleaned those things out in 2 seconds because I actually had forgot to clean them. So works great. If you want to see it, you can go to the old linklers up in the old biographer up on my page, and it'll take you into categories where you can see that. Now, whenever I do bundles, I also am going to make sure that I take pictures of this. In the past, I've had people try to tell me that I did not include an item. So what I do is I take pictures and kind of document when it's something small. Now, with that last one with a shirt and a hat, just by the weight alone, you could tell what it is. So I'm not worried about that one, but this pin literally doesn't weigh anything. So I'm going to make sure that I take a picture. Now, would this hold up against someone saying they didn't receive it? I don't know, probably not. But if I let them know, hey, I just wanted you to know that I actually document the shipping process, that, your item was included, then I can let them know, I have photographs of it just in case. So I'm going to take a picture of it actually in this slipper so that I can send a message over to and just say, hey, I just want to let you know your order's on its way. I did include the pin. It is in a bag in your order. Okay. And then what we're going to do with these guys here is I'm going to put one layer of foam around it. Now, if you are new to reselling or new to this channel, You should probably just use paper if you can find paper for cheap. I think I reposted a video that CT West Coast had done on a place to get inexpensive craft paper recently. I think it's at Lowe's on sale right now. However, I got all of this foam for free from a local industrial company that does sign manufacturing. Always ask industrial places if they have any of this kind of stuff because they just throw this stuff out. And I got like 40 rolls of it. So I got it for such a good price that I am not worried about using it. Otherwise, I'd use paper. Now, paper is a little bit more heavy, which is why I like using the foam because I'm able to keep my shipping costs down. And look at that. Tell me that's not adorable. That's adorable. Look at him. He's so handsome. What should we name him? What does he look like? I think he looks like a Jeremiah. He looks like a Jeremiah to me. I don't know. I don't know where that came from, but that's what we're going with. Oh, there's CT right there. Yeah. Was it Lowe's where you found that paper for that craft paper for inexpensive for shipping and stuff? I can't remember if you said that. If you said that's where it was. What's the difference between discounts and boost? They're just two totally different things. So discounts is like a sale. Boosting is like you paying Depop a little bit of extra money when you sell an item. And their boosting fee is not that expensive. Like on a $24 pair of pants, it'll cost me like $1.08 or something like that. And that's just for me, that's just the cost of business. So I always boost on Depop. And it's because there's so much stuff on Depop. There's just so many things on there. And there's so many things on Depop and there's so many things labeled incorrectly on Depop. So many sellers over there are putting Y2K or vintage on items that aren't. And my items, if I put that on there, they legit are. So I don't want to fight with them about whether or not those items are. I just want to get higher up in the algorithms so I don't have to worry about it. So for me, boosting is always worth it. I pad all of that into my pricing. Everything I do, I consider, what am I going to have to pay for boosting? How can I cover that with my shipping costs? How much was my cost of goods and did I pay for it originally? If I do a 10% off on it, am I still making money? If I do the 10% off and I'm still taking an offer on it, am I going to make money? And can I make money because I'm going to bundle this up? Someone could potentially get this as a bundle deal. And am I going to lose any money on that? So those are kind of the things I'm thinking about when I do that. You're welcome, Ruth. DW says, oh, Southern, look who finally decided to grace us with their presence today. Oh my gosh. Yeah. CT, if you guys go to my repost of videos, you'll see that video of his too. All right. So we're popping these little zerglings and this cat. So we made a total of, let's see our breakdown on this one here. Let's go to receipt. So this person paid a total of $58 because they got free shipping. It cost me $4.65 to boost it. So it was like $3 something for the slippers and like $1 for the pin. And then they have Depop has a payment fee, whatever that means. So I basically am paying Depop $6, which brings this down to $51. I'm going to pay for shipping on this, which is probably going to be like $6 something. So that's going to be a profit of like, let's just say $44. And I paid $10 for the slippers and basically nothing for the pin. It was like 25 cents. So we still made, my goal is my profit take home has to always be at least for me 3 times. So I need to make 3 times what I have invested into it. 4 times is gravy. 5 times is like, yeah, baby. And anything above 5 times is like, oh. Now, my only exception to that is I will pay up a little bit and take even just a double percentage on something that's like a new with tags. Let's say that I saw a pair of Docs that I know I can sell those in 14 seconds online for, let's say, $100. I will pay $50 for them because I know I can put those Docs on and I know they're going to sell immediately. However, if it's not a brand I'm familiar with or an aesthetic I'm familiar with or something where I know I have just recently sold it because trends are constantly changing, then I won't do that. Otherwise, I would. Misty, what size poly bags do you use? So I've got a variety here. I'll show you the different ones. So these are my t-shirt bags and any small t-shirts. And these are I think these are the 12 by 6 or 12 by 9. So we got 12 by 9. And then my next size up that I have, these are going to be for jeans, sweaters, small jackets. I think these are 14 by 9. 15. These are 15 by 10, 12. No, so these are 15 by 12. I need to write this down actually, probably. So 15 by 12. Let's just do it while we're on here. So my small ones, I don't know, because I have them just saved in my Smile store to be able to repurchase. So what do we say? Our t-shirt ones are 9 by, I say 9 by 6. Yeah, I don't even remember now. 12. This is my brain. This is my brain on numbers. 12 by 9. So 12 by 9. And then for our pants ones, we've got 15 by 12. This is a good question because I've been asked this before. So I'm like, I'm just going to write this down. And then my next size up is these ones. And these ones are for like this kind of stuff. So stuff that's just too bulky for those. And these are my next size up. And I always have 4 sizes. These ones are the, let's take a look. These are the, looks like 19 by, I think it's actually a 19 by 14.5. So 19 by 14, it's either 14 or 14.5. I feel like it's the 14.5 because this is the one weird bag I always order that has like the 0.5. And that's for these larger ones for like bulk things, jewel things, Gore-Tex jackets, puffy puffers, any sort of bigger jackets. And then I have my super jumbos, which I don't use very often, but I do every once in a while. And that's these ones. I buy them in a smaller amount because I just don't use them all that often. These are like 20 by something, I think. Let's take a look. These are 20, looks like 24 by 23, 24 by 23, I think is what that looks like. Something right in there. Or they might be 24, but I think they're 24 by 24. If you go to the old BioE on the old Linketer and then look at the Smile store, you'll see my shipping supplies in there. You'll see all of these and the brands I like. I have used a lot of different brands over the last, time I've been doing this. And these are the ones I find that don't like stretch and break the most because I have bought some ones that are like super garbage. So just to go over that again, it is 12 by 9, 15 by 12, 19 by 14.5, and 24 by 24. There we go. Had to think what the Smile store meant. Yeah, we gotta be careful on all that. So that's that. If you want to screenshot that, you'd have to just obviously look at it backwards, but hold that there for a second. Perfect. All right. Moving right along. All right, let's get over to the old period ship and see what we see for the amount over there, shall we? Copy address, moving over to the pirate ship. We're going to ship this out. He's going to get zerglings and a real great pin, and I want to shout about it. This is going to David in New York. So interesting. Over on Pirate Ship, for some reason, New York stuff, if it says Brooklyn or anything like that, this one isn't Brooklyn, but there's a couple like places in New York. For some reason, it will not copy into my Pirate Ship. So I have to check, double check on that every single time. All right. So we've got, we're going to do this as box or rigid packaging. Sometimes you can get away with just doing the type of packaging as envelope, padded envelope, poly bag. Technically, this is a poly bag, but this is so sturdy. It's not bendable. And the post office can reject that from its code. So I just, I don't want to get anything returned. I don't want to deal with it. So we've got, what do we got? We got 14 by 9 by 8, 14 by 9 by 8. And then our weight is going to be 1.3 on that. And this is going to New York, so it might be in the $7 range. Let's take a look here. Ooh, $8.57. Yeah, New York for me is one of the more expensive ones. We still came out crazy ahead. We still made our 3 times profit. So I'm happy with that. Sounds great. Sounds great. I made profit and those sold fast, kind of like I thought that they would. All right, copy to clipboard. Now, I probably could have even gotten $60 for those, but you know what, friends? I am a turn and burn seller. I do not want stuff sitting in my inventory. I don't have a huge house. It's taking up space. I got boxes of stuff to get to. I got garage sales to get to. So I am not trying to keep stuff in my inventory. Get it in, get it out, get it sold. As long as I make the 3 times rule, I am happy as a clam. I walked into the pirate chat. You're tenacious T. Welcome into the pirate chat. Yesterday was Talk Like a Pirate Day. Every day is a Talk Like a Pirate. Felix Moore singing. Do you want to know something? And this is a true statement. I don't even realize that I'm doing it. I literally don't realize I'm doing it. My mom did it. My grandma. So this is my nanny. This was my grandma here. And then my mom over here. This was my mom. They're my ladies, my heart. They raised me. And they were singers. My grandma had equally as bad of a voice as I do. My mom had a gorgeous voice. In fact, she even tried out for Fleetwood Mac, but she was too young. I do it. I don't even realize it's happening. I don't even realize I'm singing the songs. It just comes out. I used to literally in school, that would be like a comment that my mom would get. And my mom would always say, oh, well, we're just a very musical family. Yep, we're just a musical family, or we all just have spicy brains and our brains are moving 800 miles a minute. You guys think I'm a little wild and crazy time? You should see my brother. Wow! Oh my goodness. You'd be entertained and also horrified for hours every day. Okay, the next thing that we've got here is some cowboy boots. These are such an easy sell for me. I sell these every single time. This is a nice little pair of Ariats, basically brand new. These are in such good condition. I did treat them with a little Wyman's leather cleaner, just to spiffy them up a little bit. But they even still had the stuff inside of them. We detected inactivity. Nope, there has been no inactivity. I guarantee that there's no inactivity. Okay. So these sold for $60 over on Depop. Again, probably could have gotten 72 or something somewhere. But I just want to sell them. I want to get them in. I want to get them out. They cost me literally $5. So, I don't mind, selling them for that. I wrap all of my cowboy boots up in foam. I make sure that they don't touch. This does not meet my $100 threshold. I don't box any shoes unless they are $100 or more, or they have come in a box. Otherwise, it is a waste of money. You don't need it, and your buyer or you are going to spend so much more in shipping. So what I do is I just stick my boot down just like this. I put it on my foam. I wrap over once. I tuck the toe in so the toe doesn't touch. Then I fold in here. I'm going to bend down her a little bit so you guys can see this. Then I bend this in here. Then I'm going to put this boot the opposite direction, just like you would see them in any pair of shoes. Then I'm going to wrap that over. And then I've shipped so many cowboy boots. I literally know what length to cut now. Then I'm going to wrap this here. And then I'm going to take it down. They already have a little bit of, what do you want to call it? Bubble wrap in them. So I don't need to worry about putting any other bubble wrap in. If they didn't have anything in them, I would suggest putting a little paper or something in them just so the boots don't like get bent in transition. You never know what a postal worker is doing. So I just take it like that. I take it like this, wrap it up kind of like you just would like a present. And that is going to keep these nice and sturdy. And then I'm going to go over it with my saran wrap. And I get this stuff off of the Spinal store, and I just buy it when it's on like super sale. I know we've got, this should be, if it's not, I'll check. This stuff should be in one of my lists in the Spinal store. If it's not, I will look and I will get it in there because I had bought the very first roll I ever bought of this, I bought from a different company, same location. And it literally just would rip. It would rip and then it would rip down and go and like whipple all the way down it. And so I'm glad I'd only bought one roll of it. This stuff was, the ratings on this one was way better. So I wound up buying it on, I think Black Friday, and got like a crazy deal on it. We've got the PRIME days coming up, and you might be able to get it on a discount. So I wrap over like that, then I twist it sideways, and then I bring it around the other direction. So just like that, and voila, they are done. Then we're just gonna cut it, and that is how I do all boots, cowboy boots, hunter boots, any kind of boots. This is how we do it. And that's adorable. Look at that. So it's going in here. All right, pop bag it up because I can't show you guys some of the other stuff here. We don't want to be showing addresses or any of that stuff. So we're going to put this in here, and then I'm just going to tape it down here to make sure it stays nice. And then I'm going to feel. Do they feel like they're going to bend super bad? Nope. I think that feels pretty sturdy. A little bit of give, but not much. All right, and then we're going to put those in a bag here. These usually fit in that larger size. So this is going to be in the 19 by 14.5 size. And we're going to slip those in. Howdy, y'all. What's up, Cruisin' Nana? Good to see you. Sorry if I missed anything. Jem, that's a good question. Do I sell instruments? I've only sold one instrument ever. I sold a clarinet. And I didn't sell it for kind of what I wanted to. I got it for $12. I think I sold it for 45 or 50. It was like a starter Yamaha, like you would, like if someone would use in school for band or something. And that's exactly what happened. A mom had messaged me and said, "Oh my gosh, my daughter lost her clarinet. How fast can you ship this out?" So, I mean, I still made money on it, but I thought I was going to make a lot more. I don't know a ton about musical instruments, but I'm always willing to sell anything. If I'm at a garage sale and I can get the old googly lens out and I can take a little snappy and I can look at sell-through rates and comp it right there. If it's got nice comps, then I will pick it up and I'll sell it as long as the sell-through rate's great. I just don't know a whole lot about it. I'm sweating pit to pit. It's so hot in here. Tenacious. I see what you did there. In Q4 as a Y2K seller, do you notice an uptick in specific categories? No, not anything yet. I think, I don't really sell toys unless I'm selling like vintage toys, which those just sell year round. I don't find a lot of new in box stuff at garage sales, some stuff, but nothing like really crazy usually. So I haven't really noticed any change. I can tell you what season it is by what's selling though. I'm starting to sell jackets. I'm selling flannels. I'm selling boots. I've gotten it slowed down on my Hawaiian shirts, my couple, like some of the like women's shorts that has slowed down. Board shorts has slowed down. Y2K shirts will always be about the same. I expect like hoodies and some of my long sleeve stuff to sell. I've got a couple boxes of this kind of stuff in the garage, like Vans, jackets, and stuff like that. That's going to get listed. A lot of sweaters. We're going to be listing all this stuff later on today at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'll be back on here and we'll be doing that stuff. Like the tactical pants. I got a lot of like 511s and stuff. That's the kind of stuff that's going to start selling right now that hasn't been selling. So what's your favorite thing to sell? Anything that makes me money. But I'd have to say my favorite thing is to sell vintage old toys from when I was a kid. I am obsessed with Ninja Turtles. I'm obsessed with Star Wars. I'm obsessed with G.I. Joe. I'm obsessed with Rainbow Bright, Lisa Frank, if I can ever find it in the wild. I'm obsessed with Toy Story, anything old Disney. Like, I love that kind of stuff. I know every single word and lyric to Beauty and the Beast and Little Mermaid by heart, and Toy Story. I could do the entire movie without watching it. So any of that kind of stuff, I love to sell the most. Next would be my bread and butters. So Levi's, vintage Y2K polos, vintage Y2K or 90s t-shirts, stuff that just sells quick. That's kind of my favorite. That is my favorite. Yes, Southern. I'm going to put you as a, how do I do that? I know how to do that. I was taught, but now I can't remember. How do I do that? I touch your name. Oh, I think I got it. I'm adding you, Southern, as a moderator. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, perfect, thank you. Anyone that can help here. JP, I just added Southern. If it starts to get swamped, then I will pop you on there too. Hey, user 8414. Yes, thank you guys for offering to anyone that can help. I am always down because I can't keep up sometimes with the chat. Okay, let's go over to pirate ship here. If I missed your guys' questions, please ask again. I would for $1 a piece. I'm not sure what you're asking about, but you may not be talking to me. Okay, let's get these boots shipped. So these are going to it's either Andrea or Andrea, and in California. I've been selling a lot of cowboy boots to California. Very popular. One thing to put in your cowboy boots descriptions, guys, is make sure you use the word city, CITY, down in your descriptives or your trigger words, because the Western look right now is really, really popular. It's really huge. Western and Eclectic Grandpa are probably like the two biggest ones right now. And so you want to get Western. If you don't believe me, Post Malone just teamed up and made a Western song. So it's really huge right now, really big. That whole cowboy core look is big, 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 big. So you really don't want to snooze on that. So make sure you're writing city down, because city kids are purchasing cowboy boots, not because they want to wear them to rodeo, but because it's the aesthetic. So let's see, we got 15 by probably, I think we could get away with 10, but we're going to do 11. So 15 by 11 by 3, probably. We better do 4. We better do 4. Better safe than sorry. Okay, let's take a look and see what we got for our rates on here. Drum roll, please. And these are going Cali, so probably like $9. Yeah, $9.47. Perfect. And they probably paid $11.90 for shipping. That's what I always charge for my cowboy boots. So let's go ahead and buy this label. So we made about $2.50 on that order. I'm shipping some boots out today. Yeah, baby. Arizona inspired me to dress Western. I love it. How do you come up with all those? Yeah, Southern is literally the queen of questions. Like, legit. She has the best questions. If you guys are not following her, you need to follow her. One, because she always has like really interesting videos and lives, but she does like all this like cool motivational stuff, and does like where she like reads like neat things out of books and stuff like that. I just really like it. It's a good way to, that's something to watch in the morning, good way to wake up, good way to go to bed on a positive note. She's a lot like me. We're both just like kind of chatty, positive people. And so I absolutely love her stuff. So if you guys are not following her, I would highly suggest. She also is good with bolos for women's clothes as well. Let's see, what else do we got? Yes, hit us with another question, Southern. We're ready. Oh, what did Jem? Jem asked one. Jem, what did you ask? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? I don't see one. Jem, what did you ask? Oh, you had asked what my favorite things to sell was, and I already did that. Yeah, DW, she makes me spend money. No doubt, right? Yeah. Yes, Southern. Okay, copy to clipboard. Let's put this over into Depop. And we're still going, guys. It's been a busy day. I think we might have one more item today. So this is everything that sold from Wednesday night until like this morning. So basically like not quite, about 36 hours, I guess, is the take. All right. Next thing we've got here is a pair of Vans, all day, every day. Can't keep them in my store. I would have gotten more for these, except they are a smaller size. These are a women's 7, men's 5.5. My favorite Van size to get is a women's 8.5 is probably my favorite. Men's anywhere. Oh, they're both men's and women's, but if I can find a pair that I know I can market to a dude between the sizes of like 10 to like 11.5, then I'm happy, because those are the sizes that I probably sell the most of in this kind of brand of shoe. These always sell in my store in under 24 hours. I always ask about $2 less than anyone else because there's always a lot of pairs of these for sale. How I wash these is they get put into the washer machine on delicate. I put a little bit of Arm & Hammer scent free. I put a little bit of Color Safe bleach in there. I will OxiClean spot clean them if I need to ahead of time. Ooh, King with the cowboy hat. Yeah! Those crack me up. I was Elvis Presley yesterday, thanks to Arizona. So I put them in the washing machine. Then I let them air dry. I will stuff a little washcloth in there or paper or whatever. You guys just make sure it's not newspaper that will transpose onto these. So I stuff a little bit of paper in there or a washcloth, whatever, rags, doesn't matter. I let them dry. Then what I do is on the bottoms, usually around this back section or along here, you're going to end up with still a little bit of black coloring from dirt. So what I do is I get out my little pumper thing here. This is like what a nail tech would use. 2 pumps, a little bit of a rag. This is 100% pure acetone, and it's going to take that off immediately. So that is my method for cleaning Vans. I've done the same method with every single pair, and they always come out looking fairly new. I paid $2 or $3 for these at a yard sale. It's that same yard sale where I got all those Clarks. Oh my gosh, you guys, we've made so much money off that garage sale. So I don't know if you remember, I'd gone to a garage sale. I actually, you know what? I have a video of it. There's a video. I think it's one of my pinned videos on here actually. And I walk in this garage sale and I look at this table, and the first thing I see is Ariats. I see Justin's. I see all of these women's dress shoes, and I can see people starting to swarm in. It was like first garage sale of the day, or first garage sale in that area for me. I had been to a couple other busts earlier, but I get there and I literally just start scooping them in my hands. And then I see the lady, I'm like, hey, do you got any tubs? And she's like, yeah. So she brings me some tubs out of the garage, and I just took my arms on these tables and literally just started scooping in. And I was like, how much are you asking for shoes if I was to get all these? She's like, I don't know, like maybe like $2 to $5 a piece. I'm like, well, I ain't paying $5 a piece because we're going to be making some wheels and deals at the end of this. But I just scooped in. We ended up with almost 50 pairs of shoes. I've sold probably 20 pairs already at an average price of $30. So we've already made $600 on that. I spent a total of like maybe $200 at this entire sale, but I also got like this North Face hoodie. I got so much other stuff there. I filled up the entire back of my car. So when I see a garage sale like that, I'm stopping. And I'm going to fill up as much as humanly possible, because then I don't have to go to as many for the day either. I can like go to one and then maybe stop early in the day because I've already filled up my car. So if I could find a garage sale where I can get that much stuff, I will just spend, because people will generally be like, I can't believe you're spending this much. And they'll give you such a great price. She wanted, I remember what it was. She wanted $350. I could be wrong. This is what I'm remembering. I think she wanted $350. I said, I was like, oh, it's too much. And she was like, 300 maybe or something like that. And then I said like 290. And I think we settled on 290, but I literally spent $290. I've already made like $600 in profit. And we still have a wall of shoes listed. So many shoes, so many, like 30 something more pairs. So crazy. Vintage, thank you for following this. I appreciate the follow. And let's take a look. Moving down here, I want to see if I missed anybody. How did your hubby react when you told him you wanted to leave the 95 and resell first time? You know what's actually, that's a great question. See, Southern, you always got him. He's the one that encouraged me to do this. So I it was a really interesting and perfect timing. I really think that the universe or whatever you believe in puts things in your path at the right time, right? We all kind of probably agree on that in some matter or another. And the company that I had been working for, my position, I wouldn't say it was technically ending, but it was needing to be put kind of on a pause. They are going to be trying to, I think, sell the company out. I can't divulge too much stuff here. Everybody knows what I was doing, but I was doing marketing for them, and I could have pushed and probably stayed and done it. But I was ready for a change anyways. And so my son was already doing this. He was already doing reselling. He had sold like a headlight or something he'd gotten from Goodwill for like this ridiculously small price. Like he'd spent like $20 or something. He sold it for like $250. And I was like, excuse me? And I had all my mom's stuff. So my mom, this is how I wrap Vans, by the way, guys. Same kind of thing as the boots. Oh, by the way, look at that sticker. Booty. And so when he did that, I started going to Goodwill with him. I wanted to pick in a few things up, but mainly I just wanted to sell the stuff that my mom had left me when she was no longer here. And so I had a bunch of old decorations and stuff. I started putting that stuff up. I couldn't believe it was selling, and it was selling quickly, and it was on eBay, and it was fast, and I'm making money. And about at that time, I decided I wanted to start going to garage sales. I had been recovering from, I herniated a disc in my back really severely, like real bad, guys, like that kind of herniation where you're on a walker kind of thing. And I was already doing aquatic rehab and working out. But my physical therapist said, I really want you to get out there. I want you to walk. I want you to just walk. It'll stretch you out. It'll help you build the muscles. And so I thought, well, what if I go out on Saturdays and go garage sailing? So I started going out on Saturdays. And at first I was going out at like 10 or 9 in the morning and I was finding stuff. I'm like, okay, this is kind of cool. And then I started going to a few more garage sales. And I was like, okay, this is really cool. I'm finding this. And then all of a sudden I'm bringing home carloads of stuff. I'm getting up at 4:30 and 5 in the morning to map everything out and go through all the Facebook groups and go through Craigslist and go through Nextdoor and go through everywhere, writing all these down, mapping them out. My husband gets up in the morning and he's like, are you already awake? I'm like, I got garage sales to get to. I'm there and I'm so excited. And I was having so much fun doing it. And I had just been dragging doing marketing for a few years. I love the company. I love the people. I love it so much. But just sitting behind my computer all day and not having any interaction or being able to get out and about was just really, it was starting to get to me. And so I was having so much fun doing it. And when I knew we were going to be moving, we had talked about, am I going to be looking for another marketing job? Am I going to just stay with them and do it remotely when the position is not on halt? Do I want to take my resume? And now that I've got this amazing resume, do I want to take it and go somewhere else? Or do I want to go independent? Do I want to do freelance? We're talking about it. And I think he just saw the look in my eye of like, I just don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. And I said, he goes, and I don't remember exactly how he said it, but it went something like this. So have you ever thought about just doing like reselling full time? I mean, are there people that do that? Now, mind you guys, I was following Bearded, K-Way, Commonwealth, J-Ride, and that was about it. I didn't know any other resellers. I didn't know that there was a community like this to find other people that were doing it, but I knew that they must be making okay money if they're doing. So I'm like, he's like, have you ever thought about it full time? And I said, well, I know these guys are doing it online. I know they're doing pretty well. I think I could do it, but I don't know if I could find enough stuff. And he's like, Charity, we have a full downstairs. You have 60 boxes of stuff to sell. Like, are you kidding me? And at the time I was so slow at listing, it would take me like an hour to get stuff up. He's like, it's going to take you a lifetime to get through this stuff. That's just profit. Like, have you thought about doing this full time? And I was like, I know, but like I made good money doing marketing. And, we were used to that income. And he's like, here's the thing though, honey. He's like, when I see you up at 4:30 or 5 in the morning on a Saturday, which PS, and by the way, I'd never done in my life, so stinking excited, so ready. You've got road snacks. You got your lanyard. You've got, your glasses are on a string. You've got the cars gassed up. You already went and got changed the night before. You have virtually mapped out in Google where you're going to go. You've inspected houses. You know what community sales. You know exactly what you're getting at these places. He's like, and you do it because you love it. And it brings you so much joy and you love it so much. He's like, why don't you just do that full time? And I was like, okay, but we're going to be living real meager because I was not full time doing this. I was making like $200 a month. Like I was not making a crazy amount of money. And so I told him, I said, it's going to take me probably a year of doing this to be able to even touch what we were making before. And he's like, honey, we have lived on way less than that at times in our life. I mean, you're looking at someone that lost 2 houses, a travel trailer. I lost so much in the 2009 crash because I owned a salon and people weren't spending money getting their hair done anymore. I went from 8 employees to me. I mean, I lost everything in that. So I've lived meager before. I know how to make it work. And that's what I did. That's what we did. And so we bought our house down here and we just have been living the super meager life. And it's really interesting, Southern, that you asked, because we just sat down and looked at what I've been bringing in now and then what he's bringing in for his job. And we are actually really close to where we were before, which is like insane. It's insane to me that I can get up in the morning and go and search through people's trash, and I can find things and pay them pennies on the dollar, and then I can bring it home and hang out with you guys and photograph and do this and do that and be out in public and work at my own pace and be a squirrel. And I don't have to power message people, and I don't have to design designs digitally and have them be rejected and have to redo them 10 times. And I don't have to constantly think and running, CRM advertising metrics in my head. And I don't have to do that anymore. I get to just take everything that I've learned and I get to do this. And so if it wasn't for Justin, I don't think that I would actually, it almost makes people kind of a little bit emotional. Sorry about that. If it wasn't for Justin telling me that I should do this and just go with it, and who cares if we don't make any money, and we will literally have top ramen, and we will literally not go out to eat, and we will literally not do anything in order to make this work. And I'm so glad he did that, because I've been doing this now full time for almost 6 months. And in that 6-month time period, we've been able to accomplish like almost back to where we were before. And if I stay on pace for what I'm doing right now, by this time next year, I'll be doing 6 figures doing this, which if you would have told me that that would even remotely happen, I would never have believed it. I would never have believed you. But it takes that consistency and the time and the passion and the dedication, and you got to love it. If you are not having fun doing this and it feels like a chore, life is way too short. I have lost a whole bunch of people in my life, very important to me, over the last couple of years, back to back to back to back. And I see how fast it goes now. And I see how easy it is to slip into doing something you don't really like doing because you feel like you have to do it. So if you're not having fun doing this, and you just stop. If you're having fun just kind of doing it, then just do part-time. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to be a 6-figure income earner. You don't have to be a 5-figure income earner. You can make $100 extra to pay to go out to date night once a month just by selling some stuff out of your closet. And that is really what I love about this. So thank you for asking that. I did not expect that would go on like that, but it did, and that's okay. So I just kind of went off there. I was not even looking at messages. Thank you for that question. Oh, thank Southern. I just love you. I just love you. I love the acquiring stuff, not so much listing. Yeah, Cassandra, I get that. I mean, my favorite part about this is sourcing. Are you kidding me? Like, dude, being able to get back in my car and be like, I just got those Nikes limited edition retro 1 OGs with the white on whites. I just got those for $6 and I'm going to sell them for $87. Like, I love that, but not everything can be that. Thank you, Vera. I'm trying to build my Facebook following. Any suggestions? Golden, I don't do Facebook much now anymore. I used to back in the day. In fact, it helped me build a super successful business way back in the day. But I just have found like it's just not as popular, in my opinion, of a following as it used to be. Now, that being said, I know Kaylee's got a great following over there on Facebook. He might be a better person to ask about that. I mean, I have a pretty good following on Facebook, but it's from previous endeavors. I'm just not on there very much, man. I spent years on there, 10 hours a day, and now I'm just like, I don't really want to be on there. So that's the true answer for that. Preach. Yeah, baby. Yeah, Jennifer. Good afternoon, Jessica JND. Needed to hear that, said Envy. Love it. Okay, you guys, I am going to mark this as shipped. I think that's everything. Let's take a look and just make sure that nothing else sold in the meantime, because sometimes that'll happen when I am when I'm shipping, I'll sell stuff. Sometimes I think the algorithms like that. You know, they see that you're in their app or you're on their page, and so they're like, "Oh, you're hanging out, are you?" All right, doesn't look like anything else. All right, you guys, I'm gonna jam. I'm gonna make myself a smoothie. I am going to. I really want a chicken sandwich. I really want a chicken sandwich. I should have a protein smoothie, but I really want a chicken sandwich today. Oh God, post office is right next to that chicken sandwich place. Oh goodness. See, this is what happens. I start thinking about a food and I obsess about it and I can't get it out of my head until I eat it. So I'm gonna have lunch regardless of what I eat. And then I will be back on here. I've got some stuff still to list from last night that I haven't listed yet. We got our twist pants and some other stuff. But I have a whole bunch more clothes to photograph today that I need to get done. So I'll be back on here again at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you want a reminder, I just posted a video right before I went on here. It's on my TikTok wall. If you go over to it, there's a little register button. Just click it and then you'll get a reminder. I know I just always forget when people are going to be going live. So I like using those because I hope it helps you guys out. Vera says, chicken has protein. Oh my goodness. Forever loaded with questions. One of my biggest talents. Well, so they're near full of talents. I love everything you do. I love the reminders, by the way. Cool. Misty says, have a good lunch. All right, you guys, thanks for joining in. I appreciate you. Thanks for the follow, share, love, hearts, questions, comments, thoughts, ideas. All right, take care, everybody. I'll see you at 4. Bye. And if you are over on YouTube with us, thank you so much for joining in. Hi, Justin. Hi, God. Nice to see everybody over there. I hope you guys enjoyed. And I will be back on here at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm going to be doing photographing clothing. So come on in, join me, hang out. Let's have conversations. And if you have any questions or anything afterwards, feel free to message me. All right. Bye, everybody.